guys, so I'm here with my December reading wrap up. I didn't get very much read in December, it was a crazy busy month, so this should be a reasonably quick wrap up video for me. The first book that I read in December was The Land of Stories, A Grim Morning by Chris Colfer. I absolutely love this middle grade series. I don't want to say too much about it because it is the third book in a series, but if you haven't checked this series out yet, I highly recommend that you do. It's an absolutely amazing fairy tale world full of adventure and you absolutely must check it out. I recommend it for everyone, absolutely everyone. And this one has this amazing timeline in it, which it's amazing. I love it. And I have my theories. The end of this book was like a major cliffhanger, major moment, but I have my suspicions and I have a feeling I'm going to be proved right. That was my favourite book of the month. I gave it 5 out of 5. The next book that I read was My True Love Gave to Me, 12 Winter Romances, which is a short story anthology. This was actually the buddy read for myself, Ryan from Ryan Reads Books, and Lee from the Booksmoke. I don't know how well they did with this book. I did complete it, but it was hard going. It took me ages to read this. It was so slow. I just don't think short story anthologies are for me, because I don't seem to have very much luck with them. A couple of them in here, the stories, I really liked. I really loved Rainbow Rowell's story, and I really liked Laini Taylor's story. The others I could kind of give or take. Some of them I really didn't enjoy at all. Really didn't get on with them. On my blog, I've done a review, and I've rated every story individually. My favourites were Laini Taylor's. And that's The Girl Who Woke the Dreamer. That was my favourite. So if you want to know my thoughts on each and every story, head on over to my blog. But overall, it was hard to rate this because the ones I did like, I really liked, and the ones that I didn't, I really couldn't stand. So I would kind of give it 3 out of 5, I think. But yeah, I was really disappointed with this one. The next book that I read was Mistletoe and Snow by Nora Roberts. This is a bind-up of 2 of her books, First Impressions and Song of the West. And I mean, I nearly took myself out with that book. These are quite old. They came out in the early 80s. So you're talking about really old school Mills and Boon romance. I really enjoyed the first story, First Impressions. Really enjoyed that one. But I did not enjoy the second one, which is Song of the West. Song of the West was... I didn't feel the chemistry between the 2 protagonists. The hero, if we can call him that, was an arrogant, bull-headed ape of a man. And the heroine, again, I use that term lightly, was weak-willed and kind of pathetic, and I just didn't feel anything from it, really, anything at all. So overall, I probably give the book like 3 out of 5, 3.5 out of 5, but that's purely from, because of First Impressions. I would give First Impressions like a 4.5/5 out of 5, and Song of the West I would give like 1 out of 5 because I didn't enjoy that one very much at all. The next one that I read was on my Kindle, and I read Broken by Kelly Elliott. I read, I think, the first 3 books in her Wanted series, and I kind of stopped reading them because they felt all the same. I enjoyed the first book, Wanted. I really did enjoy that one. And then the other 2 books got repetitive, so I stopped. But this was free on the Kindle. I don't know if it still is. So I thought I would give it another go. And I did enjoy it, but I think I would have enjoyed it more if I hadn't read the Wanted series, because this, again, just felt like the first book repeated. There's slight differences, but the characters all sort of read the same. Like the main girl is sort of, she has a troubled past, and then the guy is, you know, a big cowboy, and the best friend is like a mouthy, I don't know how you describe them, but basically they're the same characters. They're cookie cutter characters, they just feel the same. But it was a good read. I didn't hate it, but what let it down for me is I just felt like I'd read it before, so I gave it like 2.5/3 out of 5. It's okay. It's okay. The next book that I read was Christmas Fireside Stories, and this is another short story anthology, and this one was okay for me. I liked a few of the stories quite a bit. They were all a little bit different. One I particularly liked was, which one is it? That's it, The Gift, which is about the truce that happened on Christmas Day in the trenches and how they played a game of football. Really enjoyed that one. It's basically I can't speak. I really can't speak. 6 short stories, and then each author sort of shares a Christmas memory, and that was really nice. But then what really irritated me was then, where is it? From about there onwards, this is all like samples of the author's other books, so it's like the first chapter, and I'm like, what good is that to me when I can't read the rest of the book? So I just feel like these were an advertisement to sell the full books of those. So that was a bit disappointing. I gave it 2.5 out of 5. I did really enjoy a lot of the short stories in there. My least favourite would probably have been the first one. But other than that, it was good. And then the last book that I read in December, and of course of 2014, was A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. This is obviously my Barnes & Noble bind-up edition of Charles Dickens' Christmas novels. I only read A Christmas Carol. It is a story that I have read before, a good few years ago now, so I wanted to reread it, and I really enjoyed it, and I gave it 4 out of 5. So that's everything I read in December. Not as much as I normally read, but it was a crazy month. Have you read any of these? Have you wanted to read any of these? Let me know in the comments down below. I did say in my previous video that I would be doing my top books of 2014. I will be doing that. I have it planned. I just need to record it. And also sort of a Christmas themed book haul. So yeah, that's everything for now, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Happy reading.